Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In a country as proud and progressive as Canada, retirement has always been seen as the reward for a lifetime of hard work. For generations, Canadians have relied on a combination of personal savings, workplace pensions, and government benefits to support their golden years. But in 2025, that landscape is shifting more than ever before. This year, the federal government has introduced a series of major pension reforms designed to better reflect the financial realities Canadian seniors face today. These reforms target the three core pillars of the retirement system: Canada Pension Plan, Old Age Security, and the Guaranteed Income Supplement. Each one of these programs is being updated in ways that will affect how much you contribute, how much you receive, and what you're eligible for, depending on your income, age, and work history. Whether you're already retired, about to retire, or planning for the future, this is a video you don't want to miss. So what exactly is changing in 2025? Who benefits most? And are these changes enough to keep up with the rising cost of living? Let's take a deep dive into the biggest pension updates Canadians need to know. Let's begin with the Canada Pension Plan, the foundational public pension that millions of Canadians have been contributing to throughout their working lives. The CPP is a key source of retirement income for Canadians, and it's funded not through general tax revenue, but through mandatory payroll contributions from workers and employers. In 2025, the CPP enhancement plan that was originally introduced in 2016 continues into its next phase. The first change Canadians will notice is an increase in contribution rates. This year, employees and employers are each contributing 5.95% of pensionable earnings up to the year's maximum pensionable earnings, or YMPE. For 2025, that YMPE has increased to $73,200. That means more is being taken off each paycheck, but it also means you'll receive higher benefits down the road. However, the biggest change this year is the introduction of a second earnings ceiling. This is a new concept that only kicks in if you earn more than the YMPE. For workers whose income falls between $73,200 and the new upper limit of $87,800, a second layer of CPP contributions is required, at a rate of 4% from both the employee and employer. This second tier is part of the broader CPP enhancement strategy designed to boost future retirement payouts for middle and high-income earners. For the self-employed, this means a more noticeable deduction. Since they pay both the employee and employer share, their total contribution rate could reach as high as 11.9% on that second tier of income. While this may sting in the short term, it also promises more generous payouts during retirement years. And speaking of payouts, the maximum monthly CPP retirement benefit at age 65 in 2025 has increased. It now sits at $1,364.60, up from $1,306.57 the year before. But remember, this figure represents the maximum amount, only available to those who contributed the maximum for at least 39 years. The average monthly benefit, based on recent data, is closer to $841.74. This increase is part of the long-term goal of the enhancement plan, to eventually increase CPP income replacement from 25% of average lifetime earnings to 33%. So, while the deductions today may seem steep, the benefit in the future is a more stable and reliable income for retired Canadians. Now let's turn our attention to old age security, perhaps the most well-known and universal benefit available to Canadian seniors. Unlike CPP, OAS doesn't depend on your work history. As long as you've lived in Canada for at least 10 years after turning 18, you're eligible to receive OAS when you turn 65. In 2025, the OAS benefit has seen a moderate increase, thanks to the government's indexing process, which adjusts the payment quarterly based on the cost of living. The maximum monthly OAS benefit for seniors aged 65 to 74 is now $754.05. For those aged 75 and over, the amount jumps to $831.92, a continuation of the 10% permanent increase introduced back in 2022 to support older seniors facing higher medical and living expenses. This age-based boost recognizes the fact that older seniors tend to have fewer financial resources, while their expenses often increase due to health-related costs or the need for assistance with daily living. But there's another important OAS factor that can't be ignored: the clawback. Officially called the OAS recovery tax. This rule reduces your OAS if your annual income exceeds a certain threshold. In 2025, that threshold is $91,300. For every dollar you earn above that, your OAS is reduced by 15 cents. If your net income reaches or exceeds $148,179, your OAS benefit is fully clawed back. While these thresholds do rise slightly with inflation, many Canadians find themselves caught off guard, especially those who begin drawing income from RRSPs, pensions, or investment portfolios later in life. That's why financial planning and income splitting strategies are more important than ever. There's also a strategic choice to be made when you turn 65. Should you start receiving OAS right away or delay it? By deferring OAS up to age 70, your monthly benefit increases by 0.6% for each month of delay, equal to 7.2% annually. So if you wait until 70, you could boost your OAS payment by a full 36%. That's a powerful tool, especially for Canadians who are still working or have other income streams between 65 and 70. Cut to visuals of seniors receiving help from a community center, food bank, and housing office. Now let's talk about the Guaranteed Income Supplement, the GIS. This benefit is designed to help low-income seniors who receive OAS but still struggle financially. It's a tax-free monthly payment available to those whose income falls below a certain threshold. In 2025, the maximum GIS benefit for a single senior has increased to $1,088.47 per month. For couples where both partners receive OAS, the maximum GIS per person is now $654.49. These figures may not seem massive, but they make a significant difference for seniors who rely heavily on government assistance to cover everyday expenses. But perhaps the most significant reform to GIS in 2025 is the expansion of the earnings exemption. Previously, GIS recipients could earn up to $5,000 annually without affecting their benefits, and the exemption would taper off until $15,000. This year, the full exemption rises to $7,500, and partial exemption continues up to $17,000. This change gives seniors more flexibility to work part-time, freelance, or take on temporary gigs without immediately losing their GIS. It's a particularly meaningful change for seniors who are healthy and want to stay active in the workforce. It also supports the many Canadians who find themselves needing to work even after the age of 65 just to make ends meet. The federal government has also introduced targeted support for vulnerable seniors. This includes a new one-time payment of $600 scheduled for July 2025 for GIS recipients who are not receiving provincial top-up programs. The intention is to provide immediate relief for rent increases, food insecurity, and utility bills. There's also a long overdue policy fix for widowed seniors. Previously, if a senior's spouse passed away, the surviving partner could experience a sudden and steep drop in GIS benefits due to a reclassification of household income. In 2025, a new transitional mechanism is being introduced, offering a 12-month buffer period where the surviving spouse can continue receiving GIS at the couple rate before their income is reassessed. This aims to reduce financial hardship during an already emotionally difficult time. Administrative modernization is another key part of Canada's 2025 pension reforms. In previous years, thousands of seniors missed out on benefits because of delays or errors in application processes. This year, Service Canada is expanding its automatic enrollment efforts and introducing a new digital platform to streamline applications for CPP, OAS, and GIS. This new online system is expected to reduce paperwork, speed up processing times, and improve transparency. It will also help newly arrived immigrants and seniors re-entering the system after a move or career break to apply more easily and track their application status. All of these reforms point to one conclusion: the Canadian government is trying to modernize and strengthen the retirement safety net in response to a changing economic and demographic reality. Some advocacy groups say the changes are welcome but still fall short. With housing costs skyrocketing, food prices rising, and medical expenses becoming harder to manage, many seniors say their purchasing power hasn't kept pace, even with indexing and one-time payments. Calls are growing for a universal pharmacare program, which would greatly reduce prescription costs, especially for seniors on fixed incomes. Others are pushing for a national seniors housing strategy, which would include rental subsidies, assisted living development, and more accessible housing options for older adults. Meanwhile, financial experts warn that many seniors still aren't aware of the benefits available to them. Every year, millions of dollars in OAS and GIS go unclaimed simply because eligible Canadians don't apply or miss the paperwork deadlines. Start by making sure you or your loved ones are receiving every benefit you're entitled to. Check your eligibility for CPP, OAS, and GIS. Consider whether it's wise to defer your pension. Make sure your taxes are up to date, because for many of these programs, your income tax return is the key to automatic enrollment. If you're uncertain, speak to a financial advisor or visit a Service Canada office. And most importantly, stay informed. This is your retirement. You've earned it. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a vital update on your benefits, your money, and your future. We'll be back soon with another in-depth look at what's changing for Canadians in 2025 and beyond. Until next time, take care of yourself and take charge of your retirement.